Hi there, and welcome to another episode of the FM Community Challenge. A thread started by Jampo98 has been turned into a YouTube video where we showcase some of the tactics that people have done using Sane ATN, and they all have been given default tactics. How well have they done? Well, this show is basically a story of my Sane ATN save, and I incorporate highlights of all the other tactics people are using. On today's show, you got my 3241 DM as well as a 31312 DM from Samad Super. Let's begin with an update to the 3421 DM system I've been using. Well, not bad. I decided to really go fast, and this because I've got a Torino diary save. I need to catch up on Kingstonians plus another how to make your tactic video, and all these things are on hold at the moment because of this save, which I think I'm going to speed through this save really quickly and get it done. Unfortunately for me, as I was speeding through it, several things happened. I mean, okay, great, the results are fine and dandy, but here Bate, we had actually beaten them 4-1. Then my game crashed. I had to play again, beat them 1-0. Okay, and then we went down to this. We were all the way up to here, Leon, and I beaten Leon 3-0. Neil Maupay finally scored a hat trick. I mean, this guy was like trying to score goals, and he's back in. He's like, he's not scoring as many as I'd like. And so we only beat them 1-0. On the whole, though, we've been doing quite well. At this point, this half of the season where I actually stopped, somewhere around here, I think I stopped the last video. And we were going great guns. We were scoring lots of goals, doing really well. And then suddenly came Bate. 1-1 draw. Shit. We were supposed to have beaten them 4-1. It still sucks. And then I don't know how much of an impact that had on PSG, but away we drew 0-0 to PSG. Then it all started. Start Dream 1-1, and then our score lines were like binary numbers for a while, like 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1, 1-0, 1-0. The good thing is I achieved a record of sorts, right? Look at the string of games that I had where I didn't concede a goal. Yeah, it was great, but this stretch here, I mean, granted, I was playing PSG away, goalless draw, Lyon away, goalless draw. So these were like real tests. Then Star Dream as well, they're a tough side, even in front of my own fans at TV and stuff, 1-1. And then we lost this guy, Kevin Malcute. He's had the most man of the matches in my club. Amazing string of man of the matches. And then he gets injured, like I think for 3 months, he's out. So there went my right flank attack. The moment that my right flank attack went, straight away we started struggling. We can't always depend on Mr. Akutu to create all the chances. Then a draw here, a draw against Angers as well, and a draw against Monaco. This was actually a good game. In this match, we actually got Baal Sol got sent off in the 26th minute. 26th minute. For literally the entire match, I had to play with 10 men. It was a phenomenal match. I mean, even looking at the stats alone, you wouldn't think that it was like we were man down. Look at that, 56% possession, 4 shots on target. Okay, yeah, it's a pretty even match. But we played well. We played really well, even after the loss of a man. So what did I do after I lost the man? Okay, I didn't do major changes of tactics since we're not allowed to do that. So what I did was, Biosol is playing here, right? So I took Ru off, maintained the shape, just played like this for the entirety of the match. And we still carved out opportunities. In fact, I think it was around the 80th minute with a counter attack. And, we could have won the game. Unfortunately, we didn't. But nevertheless, it's been a really, really good run. But how have I done all this? This is like a fantasy freaking football thing. I mean, even the first time out, usually I get these kind of results with teams that I've actually planned it with. Not even in the first season. So me doing it in the first season is unbelievable. Even me being like, what the hell? Why did it have to crash? Maybe I'd have lost. I was looking forward to losing, and we haven't lost yet because I want to know what it's like to lose, and we might have a chance against PSG at home. This is like a crazy week. Look at that, 19th. We started on the 13th. 3 days later, we got a match. 3 days later, we got a match. 4 days later, we got a match. 3 days later, we got a match. 3 days later, we got a match. I mean, I'm expecting my team to collapse around my ears. And in terms of the tactics, well, we look at that. Yeah, injuries to Clerk, Malcute. Oh, this is sad, man. This guy, he's got 2 to 3 weeks left, and this guy was huge in my game. I mean, the most man of the matches. And Soderlund and Barrick, well, they never play. They hardly ever, have to lace up their boots. I don't rate either one of these players as worth my time. So like, he played like one, came as a substitute 4 times and 6.7. I forget it. Everybody else around you is doing 6.9, 7s. If in the system you can't, then you're not good enough. So he's out. In terms of how I play, it's been really simple. I've got this really simple. The tactic is the same. The roles are all the same. I have a counter, I have a control, and an attacking mentality. Okay, so it's really simple. All the roles stay the same except for this one. This one is because I had to put a midfielder here at one point. So this one I had to change it back. This is a complete wing-back attack. Okay, all right. So yeah, tactics are all fluid right now. All of them should be fluid. I haven't been making changes. So yeah. In terms of the layout as well, Perin now never plays in the middle. He's just useless in the middle. Bael Sol has been phenomenal. He's a genius when it comes to interception. He just intercepts anything that's thrown in his face. Okie dokie. So what have I been doing? So I've got these 3 systems, right? Sorry for digressing. Here we have counter, we have control, and we have attacking. So what do? So whenever I start a game, I start a counter. I'm not sure, right? So I play counter. Possession. Okay, we're holding the ball really well, but we're not carving out chances, right? The other team isn't holding on the ball very well, but carving out chances. That's when I go like, okay, 58%. Sometimes I even gone up to 70% possession. I go like, crap, man, what's the use of possession if you can't score? So I shoot up to control, because what does control do? Control does 2 things. One, it increases your risk tolerance. So it reduces your risk tolerance. So you will be more likely to take more chances. The second thing it does is increases creativity. Freedom. So good, I go to control. Then if that doesn't work, then I go to this, attacking. Now if I go goal line, I immediately don't waste time, boom, attacking. And so far I haven't had to do that for a really long time. I mean, I haven't gone a goal down for a hell of a long time, so it's really boring. Okay, coming back to the tactics. What about my shouts? My shouts are pretty standard. It's the same way I play with all my games. Okay, so here I go. Alright, so I've got this 3-4-2-1 DM. I never use offside trap with a 3-man defense. Makes no sense. You got 3 men. How are you going to play offside? Especially with my combo at the back. It's defend, cover. So I never play offside trap. So this is my counter. Alright, prevent shot goalkeeper distribution. I only put it up there for the fun of it. But, it doesn't really do anything because we only got one bloke up there, right? So I might as well take it off, but I'm too lazy. Width is balanced, retain possession, because whole idea is to hold the ball, not just to use it stupidly. And work ball into box. Why? Because work ball into box reduces crosses. Now remember, if I do that, it means that my players are going to cut inside more. I want to see more movement, so I use work ball into box. And get stuck in, because whenever I play counter, you're going to be close to my lines. I better tackle you, because if I don't, you're going to score goals. So that's why it's counter. Counter has get stuck in. If people are wondering why, then look back at all my earlier videos on how to make tactics. I've explained it over there. So I counter, get stuck in. That's me. Alright, then that's the way I play. So if other people have a different way of playing, that's really entirely up to them. But this is the way I play, and I'm sharing with you how I do it. Control, I go mental, I go really wide. I have a pushed up D-line. Okay, all my D-lines are pushed up because I want to reduce the distance. I still play structured, right? The control, I play fluid. Why? Because it's compact. All right, I push up the D-line, so it's easier for my boys to get involved. There's more 2-on-2s, there's more gen pressing, and it's a lot better that way. That's how I feel. Here, the tackling is different. It's stay on feet. Why? Because when you're so high up the pitch, if you commit early to a tackle, you're being ridiculously retarded. Because if you do that, then lines are going to open and your players are just going to go past you. Like it was like, hey, hi, thank you very much for sliding. Hey, and I got free run in your goal. Because why? You guys are so high up the pitch. So no, stay on feet. Close down the spaces, make it hard for them to cross. The idea here is to make it hard for them to cross, not necessarily win the ball. You want to cut down on the ability of these players to do the crosses. So the wide players are told to, I have automatic OI for the wide players, and all the wide players have been set to turn them wrong foot. So I'm wrong footing them, forcing them inside where I'm congested as hell. Look, this is like parking the tank. This is a tank, okay? This ain't no Scooby-Doo shit. Okay, these guys have to get past all these guys, and it is not easy, trust me. And then for my attacking, same thing. The difference between attacking and control is just mentality. That's all. There's nothing different. Okay, what about the magical trio at the back? Have I done anything different? No. It's default. Just CD defend. Biasol, same thing. Perrin, same thing. Nothing here that is anything. There are no magical PIs here, except for my friends, my two wingbacks. They've got close down much more. That's it. I tried tight marking, it just was suicide. So I just stopped using tight marking. And then here for my DLP and support, no magical stuff. For my dude who's DM support, no magical stuff. Here, I just want this guy to be a champion ball winner. That's all. So if he's Lemoyne the Lemon, well, his tackling isn't very good. So I actually prefer Clement in that position. Here I got Kohade and Cognac. Now the person on the left has to be better at dribbling the ball, because he's gonna get up. So he's got 10. I think I played Cognac there for a while. Yeah, Cognac should be on the left. Kohade is on the right. Okay. Alright, so Cognac is the one, he attacks, and this guy has got dribble more risky passes, move into channels. This guy's got the magical PIs. Kohade, he's got move into channels, close down much more. So he does a lot more hard work around the zone. This guy does less hard work around the zone. So basically, I got like a mini screen going on over here. This guy's going to chase around all over the shop, harrying people. Up top, Ru, DL on support. No magical PIs here. He does no jack shit. Okay, he just does what he's supposed to do. He just drops deep and get the others involved. Ideally, Cognac, Kohade, Akotu, and Catherine are going to get on the act of either creating goals or scoring goals. So if you look at my assists, so if I'm looking at my club and I'm looking at my assist columns, you can see that the players who have the most assists, Benjamin Cognac, 7 assists. Melchior on the flank, and this guy Romain Rahamuma, he plays on the in the other attacking midfielder slot, so he gets 5 assists. So these guys are getting plenty of assists. And in terms of goals, who are my main goal scorers there? Cognac and Kohade. These are my 2 top scorers, not Nolan Ru. These 2, because my plan was to get them into the box. So they done well, so they're in the box all the time. So basically, that's how I set my system up. There is no, there's nothing here that's magical. Okay, what about my OI? I have got this. I go to the tool, I just set it here and I forget all about it. I never bother about it again. Okay. I've got this set on default, but sometimes I check. There are times when they get away, and if they get away because the acceleration is higher, then I come in here and I untick all these. But I leave them here and I just close my eyes and I play and I hope for the best. But these ones show on 2 foot. And all these guys here closing down. So I close down the entire back line. You see, all these guys, anybody who's in the back, they get closed down. So the whole idea is these guys get closed down, especially if the freaking fullback decides to do an overlapping run. And by the time he's there, you want somebody to close him down, or else you're going to have problems, man. So that's basically the whole setup, the whole tactic, how I've played. Not bad, the results we've had. Pretty good results, I'd say, all fantasy football stuff, okay, blah, 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 blah. I still don't bloody believe this. Look at this incredible winning streak I had. And then Bate came. This is, suppose they won this 4-1, the damn game crashed and the winning streak ended. Oh, man. And then after that, we had PSG, and I could have beaten them had the winning streak continued. I don't care. This is just an experiment of sorts. So here we are, big match against PSG, and we are at home in front of a television audience. Yep, and I'm still waiting for the shoe to fall off the other foot. Okay, we got this system that they're playing. Okay, there's a possibility they're going to isolate them attack, so I'm going to help them. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't work, then too bad for me. So this lineup that PSG are going to produce at Saint Etienne today. Alright, so this is the opposition instructions, and I got acceleration showing. Now, if you set it in the tools, it won't show here, but you can look at Cavani there. He's tight marked, so he's been tight marked. Alright, and we're off. Cavani with the ball. He plays it back to Salco. Okay, so once again, I'm looking at match ratings, I'm looking at match stats to make a decision whether or not I'm going to stay on counter or I'm going to move to control. At the moment, I have absolutely no clue. Biasol doing so well, but when he gets the ball to Cavani, The boys are tight on Cavani, which is good. Oh, Salco is off and players are closing him down. You can see they're closing down? That's what I mean. Alright, Selnes, Pogba. They build up slowly again. Asu Akoto looks up, goes back to Selnes to Cognac. The boys have slowed the game down once again. And the ball gets to Catherine. Catherine got his two players on him. And Cognac scores! You beauty! What a start! 5 minutes in. Oh, yes, sirree. I get okay. I love it. I just love this. Look at Catherine. I mean, look, can you imagine? You two players got ass whipped by a player called Catherine. Saint Etienne off to a phenomenal start. We don't have to change mentality now. They will have to come at us, and we can just sit back and yo-yo away for a while. Oh, it's a corner, Selnes with a corner off the Pogba, back to Kohade. The brilliant player is there. He's going to cross, and he gets into the net. That's 2 goals. Yes. Saint Etienne are 2 up. Oh man, that was ping pong in the box. Kohade, look at the cross. He just puts the ball in the back of net. Ru hits. Unfortunately for PSG, Cavani decided to help us with the second goal. I'm very... no, I'm not going to say anything. Go on. I'm going to keep quiet. Ru, Kohade, Baal Sol, Clement, Selnes. Made some changes. We've taken Ekoto and Cognac off due to injury. Just on a rest Cognac. Ekoto looks like he's picked up a knock. Throw from Catherine. He couldn't get it to Matuidi. He couldn't get it. Matuidi blocked him out. Here come PSG. There's not much time left on the clock. Just give us the ball, give it to the ref, and we'll call it a day. Hey? Salco is just going down the flanks, hoping that he can put the ball into the back of the net. Yes, it's all over. And the boys have done it. A huge win. So we have now defeated both Lyon and PSG at home. And we are top of the table. I don't look at the table. Liar. Okay. So we are 60% possession, no clear-cut chances. We basically just hound dog them 6-11. The boys have played really well. Passing percentages, I'm really happy with our pass completion rate. So pretty happy with how we did overall. So I gotta admit that was quite the match, and that puts us comfortably top of the table. Just looking at the table at the moment, look at how many goals we've conceded this season. 5. That's us. 5 goals. Okay, it's incredible. 5 goals with 23 matches. Oh my goodness. I've never achieved this. I don't think I have. I've done like 10 goals in a season. I think the best I've done is like 10. But this is crazy. 5 goals. I mean, look at the number of clean sheets we've had. I better not give my keeper clean sheet bonus, a large clean sheet. I better not give any players in my club a large clean sheet bonus if I'm using this tactic. It's just crazy. And okay, so we've beaten PSG at home. The tactic looks very solid. I'm actually very happy with it. The area that I would look at if I were to play the system in and with another team is this. These 2 complete wing backs are critical to the system. They have to be fast. They have to be able to dribble. They have to have concentration. They have to be willing to come back. They should be able to tackle. I mean, basically, you're looking for Roberto Carlos. So if you can find Roberto Carlos in the game, a few of them, you get 4 of them and you put them into your team. So I've got like, look at Malcute. Malcute was phenomenal. He until he got injured, he was like soloing everything. He was just hammering every team to Kingdom Come, playing the position that he was playing in, and it's like 6 assists. Yeah, even had 1 goal, which he just came from the ball into the back of the net. So yeah, I'm really impressed with that setup. So you need good wing backs. First thing you need. The second thing you need is these 2. These are like typical. I mean, they're like the Brazilian trequartistas, essentially. It's like if you take this away, you basically got a box here. In Brazil, for the box formation, they actually had like 2 center forwards and they played like 2 trequartistas behind them. So That's the system that he used, the 4-2-2-2, okay, in 1982. So I'm using the same principle here in the sense that I'm getting with slightly more coverage of like Kouade closes down everybody. But these two guys are coming into the box. They're like they should have good off the ball. They should be able to tackle. They should be able to pass. And they have basically, you want a player that can do a few things. So just looking at Cognet's attributes, I'm not looking at a player that's the world's best. Here, Cognet, I picked him. The first thing I looked at, I was looking at, okay, I need a player who's off the ball. I mean, it's not like they have a lot of people with off the ball in this team in midfield. So he had 11. I was like, okay, what else does he have? Oh, acceleration. At least he can get away from the player. And then he can dribble. All right, 13 doesn't say he's the best, but at least he's okay. Composure came in 13. I was like, oh, this guy's not bad. He can get to the box. He's got first touch. Okay. He came in. So he's playing that role. He can't tackle. Notice that. All right. Then I stuck him beside this guy, Kouade. Kouade can tackle. Kouade can pass too. And he has a very good first touch, and he's got good decisions and determination. Now, determination is just in the game anyway. So, it affects the way he plays. He doesn't have fantastic off the ball. But remember, he has great passing, accuracy. So he gets the ball to the flanks. So these two guys like ping-ponging the ball. If Selnes gets the ball up here, these guys ping-pong to the flanks. Selnes comes in late, and then he starts to dictate the play in the final third. So this player is basically a playmaker. He is a playmaker. He's just passing the ball for fun. All right, he'll get a few assists. So he's gotten a few assists in this match, in the season. He's got one player of the match. His pass accuracy is reasonably good. So yeah, so that's how I play this guy. So this other fella is just a basic ball winner. So that's how I set things up. Oh, up front, guy has to have this player has to have strength because he's holding up the ball. So he needs to have strength and a concentrate. I rather he have strength, balance. He's able to hold on to the ball and pass the ball out. So yeah, so the stats aren't like world beater stats, but they're enough. So these are kind of players you want for this system. Well, we have a few more matches to go, which will be for another show. Now it's time to look at other people's highlights. The next tactic comes from Samad Super. He's using a 3-1-3-1-2 DM system, and he's got a control mentality with a flexible team shape, and he plans on giving the opposing team no chance but to either play the ball out or literally have no choices when it comes to passing the ball. So he's going to try and close down more, tighter marking, and tackle harder. So he's basically trying to pinch them hard so that they can't score against him, and it'll be pretty interesting to see how this 3-1-2 DM plays out, because I will tell you the truth, this is one of my favorite systems. I love these systems. The ice match stats look pretty good, 2-5. And look at that, it's a 3-man defense, 1 DM, 3 in the middle. That definitely looks familiar to me. And with that trident attack, oh yes. How I love this system. This is one of my favorite systems in FM4. From prior experience, I know one of the greatest problems or challenges using this system are going to be the flanks and the space where Renaud Kouade operates, and the space behind Francois Clerc and Jonathan Bresson. These are spaces which need to be controlled. You basically, your 3 men at the back can do quite a lot, but that space can be an issue. With 2 clear-cut shots on goal, the stats tell a very good story. I mean, very good pass completion as well. And if I'm looking at the player ratings indicate to me, it indicates a very balanced system. It looks like it's set up right again for this match against Sturm I don't have any other PKMs that he sent me, and he's got a few different players in his team as well. But based on this one match, let's take a look at how this tactic plays out. Well, he wanted the opposition to have no options. He does do that to them within the first few minutes. Look at how they close down in the middle of the park. That's nice to see. Bresson cutting inside. Interesting. Why does he do that? Kouade goes up. Very good support actually. When Bresson goes in, I'm really impressed. Then you see the Kouade is dropping a bit back, but I think it's on support. And Correa is up there. Roux is in the box. The 2 fullbacks have charged into the box, acting as wingers. And Clerc scores. Oh, what a start. Yep, those guys are going to score a lot of goals in the system. The second goal of his comes from a set-piece routine. Everybody should be able to score a fair amount of goals from set-piece routines. You get the right players in. and make sure that you control possession, and everyone should be able to have a fair few goals in the back of the net. And this time, Ru actually, I like Ru as well, but I'm trying to develop Morpe. I've never used Osama Tamin. I've seen quite a few guys using Osama Tamin. And here at the back, they win the ball back. No options again. Play is built up from the back. Look at how the three-man defense actually lines up. There you see Selnes is actually sitting quite deep, which is actually his PPM. No other thing. I mean, he's got the natural, in that position, but it's actually also his PPM is helping him. Tamin drops. You can see the on-rushing Ru going to the box. Kohadi is there. Sorry, that was Korea. Ru is supporting them. Shoots from a phenomenal distance to score what has to be one of those great, great goals you see in FM. Wow, what a goal. That's really nice. I love this tactic. Well, you can see from the heat map, the first 45 minutes, Selnes is actually quite deep. He's just beside the central defender supporting them. As once again, my concern would definitely be that central portion of the pitch. Jonathan Brisson should be able to come down and support the other defender, provided he has the right, attributes for the job. And yeah, it's going to be interesting how this whole system works out. But definitely, this system is one of my favorites, so it should be something that I develop very quickly because I love this system. It's definitely a system I'm going to be too itchy to go and try out on one of my other sites. Very good ratings for the system. I like the system. There's definitely a lot of potential. If you can cover the center of the pitch, it's sold. I use this in a heartbeat. Really nice. I wonder what the rest of his results were. Challenge is definitely going to be in the central area of the pitch. I mean, over time, Kohadi is going to run up and down, up and down, up and down. And, the question is, does he have those legs for the whole season? Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the FM Community Challenge. We featured two tactics today. Mine was in a lot more detail because, I had more to catch up on. And on today's show, I showed you Somat Super's system as well. And if you like the show, please subscribe. Let me know what you think. And if you have any questions, you can always drop me a note at Twitter. You'll find me at BusterNet, or you can look me up at addicted2fm.com, the website that I have. And yeah, SI Forums, this challenge, you can find the details of this challenge on a thread started by Jambo98 on the SI Forums in the Tactics, Training and Strategy subforum. I hope you had a good time watching the show, and I'll catch up with you guys again soon. Bye-bye.